What if everything you thought about population history could be traced back to just a few hundred people? Not thousands, not tens of thousands, just a few hundred. And what if that wasn't theory, but something written in DNA itself? In 2014, scientists studying Ashkenazi Jewish genetics ran a study that changed how researchers look at ancestry. But here's the question they started with. Why do millions of people share such unusually similar DNA across different countries, languages, and centuries of migration? The study, published in Nature Communications and led by Columbia University geneticist Itsik Pe'er, didn't rely on written history. It went straight to the genome. And what it found wasn't simple. It was a pattern called a genetic bottleneck. It means a population of millions today may trace much of its genetic origin back to just a few hundred people. So when did this happen? Not in ancient prehistory, not tens of thousands of years ago, but roughly 600 to 800 years ago, during the late Middle Ages. That raises another question. How does a population expand from something that small into millions across continents? The genetic evidence points to Central and Eastern Europe as the key region of expansion. From there, the population grew rapidly over centuries, spreading across Europe and eventually worldwide. But here's where it gets even more interesting. When scientists compared the DNA today, they found something unusual. Even across millions of people, there is still a surprisingly high level of shared genetic similarity. So what preserved that pattern? Part of the answer lies in how the population began, because when a group starts from such a small genetic base, diversity is naturally limited. And then the study adds another layer. Ashkenazi Jewish DNA reflects a mixture of Middle Eastern and European ancestry. Not a single origin story, but a layered genetic history shaped over time. Which leads to a bigger question scientists are still exploring. How much of human history is not written in books, but encoded in our DNA? Because what this study shows is simple, but powerful. Entire populations can expand from incredibly small beginnings, from just a few hundred ancestors to millions of people carrying fragments of the same genetic past. Subscribe for more science fact, not science fiction.